Welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas Movie Reviews. For the next 12 days, I will be reviewing Christmas movies in the Hallmark or Hallmark adjacent tradition that are currently available on streaming platforms this holiday season. Kicking us off on day one is Merry Xmas. Merry Xmas was released in 2014 and stars 90s stalwarts Kristy Swanson and Cain. Now, Swanson stars as Noel Rogers, a wedding planner who is married to Cain's Jesse. But at the beginning of the film, Jesse has had an affair, at least according to a paparazzi photo, as he, a security guard of a pop star, was caught in an odd situation. 2 seconds in, it's very obvious to anyone with eyeballs that this is a photoshopped photo. And even then, the photo doesn't seem that adulterous or scandalous. Nevertheless, it's all that's needed to end Noel and Jesse's marriage, which was already teetering. Well, 2 years later, which is only indicated to us through a subtle comment by Jesse's shirtless friend, who also works in security that he's talking to on the phone, Noel and Jesse are fighting over their daughter and the cabin that they once purchased together. Noel has moved on. She's now in a relationship with Flynn, played by Lachlan Monroe. For about 15 minutes, I was not really certain what was going on with the Flynn character, and possibly that they were attempting that he was developmentally disabled. As it turns out, no, it was Monroe trying an Irish accent. That became clear. I guess it's not surprising that a man who screamed out, "I want to screw this couch," in Dead Man on Campus, not really giving the full effort to accent work as an actor. Nevertheless, Flynn is Irish, and that is who Noel is with now. Through some trickery via their daughter, Noel ends up arriving at the cabin for Christmas before her daughter does, leading, of course, to only Noel having to deal with Jesse on her own. But don't worry, Jesse's random gymnast, who he's been having basically sexual liaisons with on occasion, also randomly shows up at the cabin. Anyway, on a night out for dinner, both Jesse and Noel happen to be at their favorite restaurant in the area and have no choice but to interact with each other. And then, who shows up but the pastor from their wedding, played by Ernie Hudson. And Ernie tells them how much he's disappointed and feels they should reconcile, and he says to them that he has conducted 366 weddings. Theirs was the first, and none of those weddings have ended up in divorce. Noticed I was so thrown off I said none. It leads to one of the better quotes in the movie where Noel says, "Is that even possible?" Which, in reality, no it is not. But in the world of this movie, yes it is. And so, throughout the movie, the pastor, very desperate to get these two to reconcile again. The creepiest comment was when he said to Jesse, "I want my perfect record back." Whatever. In the meantime, we learn that Flynn, though the fact he is rich doesn't seem to matter, is in a possible deportation situation. And so he is desperate to get married to Noel so that he can get a green card. Without me spoiling where it heads, all I'll say is that a woman named Noel must get married on Christmas. But will it be to her ex, Jesse, or will it be to Flynn, a man who once portrayed a role as a guy with a small penis in Scary Movie? I won't give away the ending, but what I will say is that the weirdest part of the movie was when Noel's mother, who by all accounts was just a lush who had no redeeming qualities and brought really nothing to the movie, asks the Irishman if he wants to marry her for the green card, which is... Just watch the movie. You'll realize it is Very strange. So, what's the verdict on Merry Xmas? Well, from a partridge in a pear tree to 12 drummers drumming, I give it 7 swans a-swimming. Which sounds very close to Swanson, so that's quite fitting for the movie. It was ultimately pretty good, and I anticipate that Merry Xmas will be on my annual viewing during the holiday season, as long as it's available for free, which it should be available for free. You know, it's nice to, as always with these movies, to see some 90s faces that we're familiar with return. Another big random guest appearance with Ernie Hudson, who plays possibly a pastor creepier than a televangelist, which is impressive. Its downfalls really come from characters that make absolutely no sense in a way that's almost too much. Too many horrible accents, a mother character that really provides nothing, a daughter that is of course annoying, and I have no idea what accents Lachlan Monroe was attempting, but he is the actor in the movie clearly phoning it in the most for a paycheck. Nevertheless, in the scope of what these types of Christmas movies are, Merry Xmas fulfills it. Merry Xmas is now streaming on Amazon Prime, so yeah, over the course of these days leading up to Christmas, why not give it a shot and get all nostalgic over the fact that Superman and Buffy are uniting in wedded bliss and wedded unbliss, all under the wonderful world of Christmas. Well, join me tomorrow for the second day of the 12 days of Christmas reviews. I'll be reviewing Christmas Belle, starring Haley Duff.